Although the iPhone 12 just released in October of this year, there's already talks brewing of a new generation of iPhone slated for release in 2021. Of all the available information thus far, one thing remains remarkably clear about Apple, and that is that the more things change, the more they, well, stay the same. In today's video, we'll take a look at some of the rumored features and how Apple's taking you to school with the iPhone 13. Which, by the way, you will be able to recognize if you would have paid more attention, and never mind, you get it. But before we get into the details of Apple's savage plan for world domination, if you're new around here, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That way you can be sure to stay up to date on the latest tech news and product reviews. Let's go. Now, before we get too far into the weeds about the rumored specs and features, I want to start off with a quick philosophy lesson as it relates to the rumored release of the iPhone 13. Now, I know some of you guys probably hated philosophy in school, so I will be brief, but I promise this lesson is key to understanding the Apple business model and possibly how they calculate even your very own consumer behavior. In the late 19th century, a gentleman by the name of Georg Hegel conceptualized an idea that old ideas could essentially be made new again without discrediting the original idea. This was known as the Hegalian Dialectic. It's more specifically defined as an interpretive method in which the contradiction between a thesis and its antithesis is resolved at a higher level of synthesis. Wait, what? I realize that might sound a little abstract to some, but it could be more simply described by the Latin term Cura ipsum, which means a solution that is proposed, advocated, or implemented by the same person or entity who created the problem. How does this relate to the iPhone 13, you might ask? Well, one of the main features of the iPhone 13 is rumored to be the return of Touch ID. Yes, the return of Touch ID. So when Apple decided to get rid of the home button on the iPhone 10, it was seen by many to be a complete travesty, and we just couldn't wrap our minds around how this made sense. But of course, Apple explained this away by touting larger screen size capacity, as well as additional room for improved taptic motors. Not to mention, this ushered in the era of cool but slightly disturbing facial recognition technology. Over time, we simply learned to live without the Touch ID, chalked it up to innovation, and the home button just became a thing of the past. But now Apple's apparently returning to this feature, but with a new twist. According to popular leaker John Prosser, in its latest iteration, there'll be both facial recognition and Touch ID, which is said to be under display this time and therefore won't take away from screen size as with the older models. Now, if you're thinking this business of creating problems only to solve them is a one-off for the iPhone 13, with the whole Touch ID thing, you'd be very sadly mistaken and possibly even naive. Case in point, when Apple announced it was doing away with the headphone jacks in 2016, a new phenomenon was born. 85 million pairs of AirPods later, Apple now dominates the wireless headphone space with 50% market share and revenues to date upwards of $15 billion. That's right, billions with a B. From AirPods alone. Not too shabby for a solution that you created the problem for. Georg Hegel would be proud. You see, this sort of practice takes shape once again in another key iPhone 13 feature, in that it's rumored to be portless. So what exactly does this mean? Well, if you bought the iPhone 12, you may already have some idea. But for those who haven't gotten their hands on the 12 yet, one of the downsides is that they ship with no charger. there were two options. Charge your phone with the lightning cord, which is proven to be incredibly slow and impractical for many, or spend the additional $40 for a MagSafe charger. Needless to say, many opted to just buy the damn chargers. And now, Apple appears poised to even outdo itself this time around. And there will be no ports at all, effectively eliminating even the lightning cord option. You by all accounts have to use MagSafe chargers in order to charge this device. Period.
Period. Period. Period. Period. Period. Period.
Clearly, Apple has set its sights squarely on the accessories market. With the elimination of the lightning cord, there would also be huge implications for those of us who use the lightning cord to play music in our cars as well. Could this be a power move to better position Apple CarPlay for the future? Or will Apple introduce another newer solution to another problem that they've created? Either scenario seems quite plausible. This practice of problem, reaction, solution isn't new to any of us when it comes to Apple products, but at least now you know what to call it. After all, companies aren't just the products and services that they produce. Moreover, it's an organization's philosophy that fuels their innovation. With that being said, I think it's safe to say that we'll see more of this Hegalian dialectic at play in future Apple releases. What are some things that you guys foresee Apple using in this way? No side button, perhaps? Hey, it's been done before, so not entirely outside the realm of possibility. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.